All right. Oh, if that would have killed there immediately, that damn loop was on. If that would have killed instantly, that would have been awesome. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday. Man, what a weekend it has been. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Do us a favor. Hit that like. Hit the subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell. Do those things. Share the show with everyone you know. And let's get directly into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey, and we are counting down the days until Brandon Rudd returns. We were talking with him last night or the night before or the day before, yesterday morning. I don't know when it was now, but we were talking to him. It was like nighttime where one of us was and daytime where the other was. I don't know. Anyways, all I know was it was breakfast time and there was beer. There was talk of beer, so it was really crazy. But it's kind of all a secret about what's going on. We'll have to let him let you guys know what he's been up to and where he's been when he returns. We'll do a whole big talk about that. But I hope he and all of his people are having a good time. I don't know when Brandon is coming home, man. I don't know. He's on special assignment someplace doing something really crazy where apparently they drink beer while eating breakfast. I don't know. Really crazy. But we'll find out what he's doing exactly. And when he gets home, he'll be home just in time for the crazy kickoff of the last about what will it be? We'll be down basically almost to like 40 days before the election. So it'll be soon. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 100 and I was wishing away time. This is the 31st episode of the show. A quick announcement on the screen down below. Voter registration deadline for the 2023 general municipal election is Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. We are now less than a month away, folks. I've said it for years. There will be somebody that messages me or calls me or emails me or texts me or sends smoke signals or something to me come election day. And maybe there'll be multiple people because this happens. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's five, sometimes it's more. And they will say, always, inevitably, I cannot get away from this. Someone will call me and say, I am standing outside of a polling place. They just turned me away and said that I could not vote, that I need to get registered. How can I get registered to vote so that I can vote? And I tell that person, I can help you with that. I'll help you with it. But all you got to do is hang up the phone and go on about your day today. And then in a couple days, call me again and we can get you registered and you will be able to vote in May of 2024. And then they always go, but what? I want to vote today. And I'm like, well, obviously, if you know me well enough to call me or text me or email me, that means you haven't watched the show. Do you not remember all those times that I was cleaning my glasses at the beginning or the end of a show and was talking about the fact that you needed to get registered by the deadline in order to vote today? And then they'll like go, yes, I remember that. So there's no way I can do it today? And I say, nope, there's no way you can do it today. Voters registration is not even open today. So folks, get registered. It happens every time. And I always say I don't burn people, and I shouldn't. I shouldn't burn, I shouldn't do that. But the thing is, I feel like I should start making examples of those people. Like, I need to start recording those and playing them live for people, because I feel like, that would be like the teacher, you know, finding a kid passing a note in the class and then having the kid stand up and read the note in front of everybody, and then play it and then kind of embarrass those people. Because I tell you so many times, many times, what? Hold on here. Hello there, Mary. I'm getting here to the comments. I haven't even been looking at the comments. Well, hello there, people. I finally got the comments on. Let's see here. Okay, reading down here through these. You can register online. Yeah, that's what the thing down below says. Look right there. Register to vote at www.indianavoters.com. That's www.indianavoters.com. Register today. You can register from the very device that you're watching this on. If you're watching this on a computer, you can register. If you're watching this on a tablet, you can register. If you're watching this on a cell phone, you can register. So please, if you need help with that, contact me, contact Kate, email us, call us, something, contact Audie, contact your Republican headquarters, contact your Democrat headquarters, contact any kind of candidate, because literally everybody should be out there trying to get as many people registered as possible. But with being registered comes great responsibility. It's not just like you register and then you vote. No. You must then get educated. You need to be educated on who you're voting for. I don't just tell people, everybody, go vote. Go vote. Crazy. It won't let you. Yeah, right. I know. Isn't that sad? That's sad, unfortunately. But for those that it does let register, that live here in the state of Indiana, it's an easy process. It takes about 5 minutes. All right. Right now, there are... Oh, man. And you know how many of those people will not register or who won't vote, Audie? That's ridiculous.
Are you jumping over actually reading the number because you're afraid to read the number?
No.
Okay.
No.
You've done that before.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. That's no. No, that's definitely 4 million. What's sad is the amount of people. What I was thinking was the amount of people that won't register, that won't vote, that are registered out of that. That's really sad. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on in the comments right now. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get into it. So a couple things. Tonight's show, only about 10% of that number will actually vote. And I'm honestly, it'll be less than that this time. It will be less than that this time because this is not a statewide or countywide election. It's a municipal election, so it'll probably be less than that, because that is how many Indiana voters are registered, and this is not for all Indiana voters, so it'll be way less than that, actually. Although I wonder if when they give us the total, no, because right now it's just the total of all Indiana voters. What we need to know is, and I would like to know, and they should keep a track of how many of that total registered number live in places where they actually will be registered, will be voting this go. And so, so yeah, like they need to keep the municipal voters separate from, or show the difference there, because there will be a difference. Obviously, I have a lot of people who've asked, do I vote this time? And no, this is only a municipal election, and for those that don't know what that means this is the election that only cities or towns that have government that are set up. I don't vote, but am back to have an excuse. But felons can vote. No. Every time. Dude, you can vote. You can vote. Get registered. You can vote. Get registered. Click on that thing and get registered right now and vote. But you don't live in the city, do you? I don't think you live in the city. I was going to say, because you should get registered and vote for like Josh and vote for Niles and them. But you don't live in the city. No, I know. This is man, I tell you, it does not matter. This is a thing that people like to do to keep the voter numbers low. The only people that cannot vote in the state of Indiana are people who do not live in the state of Indiana, dead people, and people in prison. Other than that, you can vote. You can vote in jail if you're pre-trial. You just cannot vote if you have been sentenced. You cannot vote if you are doing time. Just answer me this, sir. Clinton, do you live in the city limits or do you live out in the county? I believe you live out in the county. If you live out in the county, then it doesn't matter. You can't vote this time anyways, because it's only just city elections, city and towns. So I don't think that you can vote. Okay, so then you're good. Forget it this time. Although you should still get registered to vote. That way, see, here's the deal. People like to say, if you don't vote, then you don't have a right to bitch. And that's not true, because you can absolutely bitch. You don't, your First Amendment right does not go away just because you don't cast a vote. But as the professor said, if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. So deciding to not vote is essentially a vote. However, you need to get registered to vote just in case there comes a day that you do want to vote for someone and you are like, oh, dang, I need to vote. And then you can't because you're outside of the registration. So you should get registered. And then if you don't want to go vote, don't go vote. But at least you would be registered. So
one of my favorite things to do about voting is to walk in and vote for like one person on the ballot.
Yeah, right.
and leave everybody else blank.
I've done that.
It just feels so good to just, give them that middle finger on voting.
Yeah. I
love that.
I was actually trying to think the other day. Okay, you are registered. That's good. Okay. You are registered. So that's good to go. Yeah, I was trying to think if I actually have ever. I was talking to somebody the other day that said that they were going to go in, they were going to draw the ballot, and then literally not vote for anyone. And I was like, well, that would be interesting. So far from JD's dependable internet, y'all still don't see my comments. I see your comments. I see them. I don't know all those other people, but I see them. You are registered, but you just choose to not vote. So yeah, we see you. We see you, Clinton. Speaking of Clinton, before we get into the main part of the conversation tonight, I want to let you guys know. Stand by here real quick. I want to show you guys something. I forgot about this, and I should have already had this set up to do, but I didn't, so we'll do it now. Give me just one moment. Let me get another YouTube window popped up here. I want to share with you guys something here. OONEY. Okay. Bart Mooney. Mooney for mayor. This mayor's got to go. Okay, I want to show you guys something here. Stand by. Share screen. This mayor has got to go. Hey, ho. Okay. I want to listen to this real quick and let you guys see this. This guy called me last night during my night off. I'm happy that he called me. I wasn't saying that being shitty.
I'm kind of concerned about where all this money went. So we appropriated the money to these 9 accounts, and now these 9 accounts have had money moved from them. How does that money get out of that account?
Is that a worksheet or is that the actual thing?
Now, you commented on it, so you know what that is.
Well, I know what it is, but I'm just saying, is this what they were talking about doing? Did it actually get done?
Well, just answer the question. Is that money been moved in any form, more or less?
Mayor, why have you sold properties to a private contractor for an average of $1 per property?
Asked him, he's asked me that question before, and so he both got the answer.
So did the state of Indiana.
Yeah, and they said there was nothing wrong.
No, they did.
Yes, we did. No, it's on tape. The city.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that little brief short that you just saw there
I'm concerned about where all this money went.
is from a Facebook account called Bart Mooney. Bart M. Clinton is the handle. So if you just type in Bart Mooney, B-A-R-T space M-O-O-N-E-Y space Clinton, if you type that into your Facebook feed, you can go there and you can look at the various things that he has on his account, he has the April 15th city council meeting. Okay. Here's the meeting, and this is the meeting that the city shows. Okay, this is what they show, and then he also records it as well, and you can see that here basically. Okay, here's the council, and you can also come down here and see let me see if he does anything live. Doesn't do anything live. But also, if you go to the account called Hendry, and this is the guy that used to be CH and Tie Audits, okay? If you go there and you see, yeah, here it is. Watch this.
Today's video is
Mayor, why have you sold properties to a private contractor for an average of $1 per property?
Ask him, he's asked me that question before, and so see, you both got the answer.
So did the state of Indiana.
Yeah, and they said there was nothing wrong.
No, they didn't. Yes, do you see how people trying to come to Clinton, see how Clinton acts?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Okay, so I want to show you in this video, this guy's the good guy, and these people are all the corrupt a-holes. All right, so this is something several months back. That's Craig Hendry. For all of you people, it's the CH and Tie Audits guy. Bart Mooney is a city councilor. He is a city councilor for Clinton, the city of Clinton, Indiana. And he contacted me, and he said that he was wanting to know how to go through the process of filing a complaint with the public access counselor. And I, asked him some of the information, and he told me he was a sitting city councilor, that he was asking for paperwork, and they would not give it to him. And I was like, what? What? You're a sitting city councilor, and they won't give it to you? He was like, yeah. He said, listen, we've got lots going on. And now Clinton is over 2.5 hour drive from my house, so it's not like an easy place to get to. It's not like I could just run there for a 15-minute meeting. Going for a 15-minute meeting is a 5-hour event. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of a thing. This, if you recall, is actually something that I was going to go do. Actually, Josh Kimbrell from Civic Duty and I were going to drive down here this week on the 19th. But Josh has court later in the week, and he wants to focus on that. So we're not going to go down there. But Hendry has been down there, and he's been involved. And basically, they're getting the runaround. The city councilor is getting the runaround. So he's getting the short end of the stick. And somebody like Josh and I, Hendry, is getting the short end of the stick. And so they're being treated like crap. All they're wanting to do is be open and transparent. They're wanting to know essentially what's happening, breaking it down very, very simply. The mayor of this third-class city is engaging in the buying and selling of property. And in a third-class city, the mayor cannot, under any circumstances, be the one that buys and sells city property. The council has to be involved in that. And that's what Craig Hendry yells there at the end. He watch this again.
Mayor, why have you sold properties to a private contractor for an average of $1 per property?
Ask him, he's asked me that question before, and so see, you.
And then the mayor says he's asked me that question, pointing to the guy in the blue and the guy in the gray. Those are the two good guys on the council. The other three side with the mayor. And he says he's asked me that question, and so is he. And then listen to what he says.
You both got the answer.
So did the state of Indiana.
Yeah,
And he said, so did the state of Indiana. And he said, we both got the they both got the answer.
and they said there was nothing wrong.
No, they did. Yes, we do. You see,
And he said the state board of accounts said there was nothing wrong. And Bart Mooney said, no, they didn't. This is the mayor right here. The mayor's the guy in the black shirt. Then the guy next to him, the guy in the white, and the guy in this blue shirt, they're all the corrupt side of the room. And the non-corrupt side of the room is down here, okay? So they're basically having a problem. Citizens in the community are having a problem with their mayor buying and selling property that he is legally not allowed to buy and sell. And they're trying to get information. So I told Mr. Mooney what to do, and he went on that way. And then he called me again last night, and he is like asking for help now. So like is really saying like, we need all hands on deck. I'm trying to get as many people aware of this as possible. So in the next couple coming days and weeks, I'm going to start diving into this, looking at his channel, maybe watching some stuff, reviewing some stuff, letting you guys see some stuff. You might go down and look at some of Craig's videos. You might give this guy a look up and see his account. Again, it is, let me go back here and get Bart's account. Bart's account is Bart Mooney, B-A-R-T space M-O-O-N-E-Y, Bart Mooney. And if you just type in Bart Mooney Clinton, it'll pop up, and look for the Mooney for Mayor sign. He's actually running for mayor right now. He's running for mayor. This is Clinton, Indiana. So it's down in Vermillion County. Whoops, we went the wrong way. Vermillion County is down on the southwest portion of the state. What in the world is going on here? We'll try to refresh this and see if this looks better. Look at that, folks. Okay. See where Clinton is? We're going to come in here slowly, or else JD's internet gets us. It's just north of Terre Haute. Terre Haute, Clinton County, or Vermillion County. For those of us in Delaware County, it's always the first place that we hear of that's going to get hit by the tornado. It's a lot bigger than Albany is a town. Clinton is a city. So Clinton is a city. It's got a population of roughly 5,000 people. So you can imagine this is the size of Winchester. It's essentially, you can imagine this being the size of Winchester. Probably a little bit more developed, a little bit more laid out than Winchester is. So, you know. The bottom line, the reason I'm showing you this, okay, the reason I'm telling you all of this is, number one, what I always say, folks, it's going on everywhere. It's going on everywhere. So if you don't live in Muncie, or you don't live in Henry County, or you don't live in Winchester, or you live someplace in Colorado, and you're like, why am I listening to this guy talking about how to fight corruption in Muncie, Indiana? The point of the matter is, we can all help each other out, because this is going on everywhere. Any place you got 2 or 3 people that call themselves the government, and they're presiding over the government on behalf of other citizens, you've got a chance that some kind of crazy corruption's going on. And I just have to be honest, chances are crazy crap is going on there. That's just how it is. I hate to be that way. Bart Mooney said that before he was political, before he filed to be on the council, he never paid attention to any of this. He didn't pay attention to national politics. He didn't pay attention to local politics. He didn't give a hoot about state politics. He just lived his life. And he was friends with the mayor. And there came an opening on the council. And he was asked if he would like to fill the spot, to be caucused in. And he was like, I don't know anything about politics. And the mayor said, it'll be great. We'll be able to help each other out. He was like, okay, I'm friends with this guy. He signs his name to the piece of paper. And the very next thing that happens is he goes to the council and the mayor wants him to vote in favor of something. He wanted to vote in favor of something. And the guy's like, I'm not going to do that. And he didn't do it. And from that point forward, he was no longer friends with the mayor. And he's just saw all of this craziness. So his eyes are opened up. So I'm just letting you know, folks, this is going on everywhere. And that's the reason I say that this channel is very important. Even if you live not in Muncie, Indiana, or Henry County, Indiana, and when we focus on things that you're like, well, that's not in my area. Listen, how we deal with stuff here, even though state to state laws may differ and titles are different, the basic underlying way that we fight corruption is the truth. Transparency, bringing light to the situation and standing up for our rights. So that's very important. Josh Fisher says, question, what is the first thing you would look into if you moved to a new town and you knew nothing about it? And I see what Annie's doing there. Annie's looking at Annie, and I see what Nicole's doing. So Annie is looking like if in my opinion, if she was like a business or something like that, or like Nicole's talking about, what about the schools and things? And I think and both of those are important, and I will give answers to both of those, but then I will also answer Josh's question in the way that I think he's answering it. So number one, Annie's correct. As a business owner or somebody, if I was moving there, I would look at what's going on as far as the cleanliness, the crime. A lot of big Fortune 500 companies and companies that move or whatever, before they move to a city, they will start taking the newspaper closest to that city for about 6 months or a year ahead of time. And they will start looking at the crime. They will start looking at how long it takes for fire department to get, how many fires result in buildings that are saved versus how many fires result in total loss and rundown, total ruin. They'll look at that. They'll look at the crime. And they look at all of that. They look at the roads. They look at the schools. They look at the house of cost of living and whatnot. So that's for a business perspective. Okay. As far as you being a young family with kids, obviously the number one thing that you have to look at is schools, is crime and safety. So those are the things you're looking at. From Josh's point of view, Josh talking about if you were moving to a new community and you wanted to get immersed into the local political culture and you wanted to find out if this place was corrupt, or you wanted to find out, who was pulling the strings, what I would do is I would immediately look and see if this place put their meetings out online, if they live stream their meetings. Nicole says it right there. I would really I would go there and I would look to see if they live stream the meetings. If they did, I would go back and watch them. I would find out what the makeup of the city council is, or the county council if you're moving into a county. What the makeup is. Is it Republican, Democrat? Is it a spread? How many of those people have been on the council for how long? Do we have people that have been there for 20 years? Do we have new people? Do we have a mix? What the makeup of the mayor's office, if they have a mayor, or the commissioner's office has been over, say, the last 3 or 4 elections. Is it a shift? Is it a breakup? Do you have a Republican, then a Democrat, then a Republican, then a Republican, then a Democrat? Is it the same people over and over? Do they just keep shifting around? I would look at the budgets. I would pull the budget and I would look at what the budget is budgeted to, what money is going where. I would look at the Board of Works type of activity. Who's doing the contracts in that area? Or is it the same people? Do all the contracts go to Schroyer's Brothers and what's the other one? Are the same people getting the contracts over and over and over, or does it look like they spread it around? There's a lot of things that you can quickly glance at in a city to determine if they're fair or not. That's something that I would look at. And those are things that you can look at easily. Or you should. I will remind me to tell you what's going on with that question at 9:29 after we're off the show, Kate. I'm about out of water. I'll do that, John. Are you getting ready to move, Josh? I will send you I'll do that. I'll send you a list of a couple of those things. And I'll tell you where you need to look for those things. All right. That's that. What would we call that? We would call that School of Corruption. Maybe I could do a whole episode. Oh, that would be a good static episode to do what you would look at when starting to look for corruption in your local community, or if you moved. That would be an interesting little and that is true, Annie. It would be very difficult to ascertain some of those things without knowing the players. However, if you quickly look back through the Board of Works meetings in the city of Muncie, if you got the minutes for the Board of Works for, say, 6 months, you would quickly determine, you'd be like, wait a minute, is Schroyer's Brothers the only people that do any work in the city of Muncie? It would be very, all right, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'd like to talk to you about that. I'd like to talk to you about that, Josh Fisher. Maybe we can get some time tomorrow. You can give me a call and we can chat about that. I would be interested in helping you kind of know where to go and what to do from there. That would be interesting. All right. So that kind of was a little dive into just an obscure area that I didn't really plan on looking at. So moving back to that real quick. Well, yeah, that would be true without knowing the history of that, but you would know that, hey, these people are getting the same thing over and over and over and over. And in Josh's case, what he's talking about, he's living in the area. So he's specifically asking how to do this in his area. This should be much easier for him because telling him what to look for in that area, he will be familiar with most of those people. So it would be fairly easy if he has his finger on the pulse of anything in the community almost at all. And it seems like he's the kind of guy that would at least know the main players in his community. So that it'll be interesting to see. And maybe we can Howdy. That's the number one thing I would do. I would look for any amazing podcast. All too familiar. That is very true, Annie. That's very true. Okay. I want to next move on to as someone so eloquently told me, I scooped the Star Press and all of the indie news channels by 10 hours last night, and it was just an absolute accident. Honestly, it was very, very bizarre that this even occurred. So I'm going to take you to this and let you see. I scooped the Star Press. I scooped WTHR, WRTV6, CBS, Fox 59 by hours, 10, 8, 10, 12 hours last night. The city of Muncie, we had another, not a mass shooting, but another shooting that resulted in mass chaos last night for a little bit. And I want to bring that to your attention here now. Basically, last night I was off, didn't do a show last night. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And so, yeah, I'll scoop Bilbrey. So essentially what happened is last night I was working and I had went to sleep earlier, and I was just trying to rest and kind of get recouped and reset the clock and try to get stuff going for this next couple coming weeks of mayhem. And I laid down and I just kind of was tossing and turning, and I had an idea. So I got up and I was working on it. And I got to the point of where I was tired again. And I started to lay down and I started to turn everything off. And I was going to go and lay down. And I noticed that I heard sirens off in the distance. And it sounded like it was coming from the north, which the small town of Albany is up to the north side of my ear here. And so I was like, I don't know if they're coming into town, or maybe to me originally it sounded like there were several sirens. So I thought maybe there was a pursuit going on. So I clicked the scanner on, which I don't ever listen to the police radio. I hate listening to the police radio just to sit around and listen to it. And I used to wonder why that is. And I used to tell people that I've listened to it so much being a cop, that I don't like it. But honestly, it gets me pumping. Like that's the only time I miss being a cop is when I listen to the radio. So I just don't listen to it. And so I turn this radio on and the police sirens go past the house.
And I'm sorry, we've apparently lost Bilbrey. So let me do the thing and see if we can get him back. And yeah, I don't know. This is crazy. All right. Bilbrey. Let's see what's going on. We'll call him.
Well, just timed me out. I'm getting back on right now.
Okay.
I don't know why the hell that just happened.
Oh, well, it hates you.
What? Yeah, it does.
It hates you. It's
That's right now.
we got a comment that JD found your IP address and finally managed to block it.
It was weird what happened.
We'll see you in here in a second. Thanks, Kristopher. Bye. His computer timed out on him. Isn't that fun? Chris was a cop? He was? Who knew? Homeland Security has him. Send the mystery machine. Oh, that's a good idea. I think my brother actually has a buddy that has a mystery machine. Oh, good. You're back,
So
and I can
stupid.
go away.
I don't understand why that happened.
JD.
Yeah, I know. I was just telling a story, and it just shut me down.
Well, you know, you do have a tendency to go off on tangents. Maybe the computer got tired of
I know.
listening to you run your mouth.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure that he's both of those things, Annie.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or has been at some point in his life. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, so here's the deal. I don't know what just happened there. So then we'll start where the story was. All of a sudden, the oh man, Joey. The radio exploded with different people yelling and saying different things. And essentially what happened was there was a shooting, and this involved multiple guns, multiple shooters in the area of the 2700 block of South Mulberry Street. And Mulberry Street is one street over from Walnut, which is the basically the city center divider in the city of Muncie. It's the dividing line that divides the city east-west. And this is essentially south of downtown. We're gonna get this pulled up here. Dangerous neighborhood, Stumblefoot. I wouldn't call it a dangerous neighborhood. I would call it a I wouldn't call it a dangerous neighborhood. Would you call it a dangerous neighborhood? I can count 3 murders in that. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that is true. Yeah. A neighborhood affected by dangerous people. That's interesting. I wouldn't used to have called it a dangerous neighborhood. I guess I'm looking at it from kind of my childhood period, and I never lived here. I've never been here, but I used to look at places when I was little. I've always been a weirdo. And when I was young, I looked at places of where I felt safe and where I didn't. When I was little, I didn't feel younger. I wouldn't have felt dangerous to be there. But I guess I would, and I don't feel in danger anywhere. What the hell? I'm not in danger anywhere I'm at. I am the danger. However, well, Stumblefoot has family that's lived there for 25 years, so we will We will call him an expert in the neighborhood. I guess it's a dangerous everywhere. Everywhere in Muncie's shady these days. Now that is a true statement. Clinton Hummel. But before we get to Clinton Hummel's statement, we got to get to Travis Collier. Travis Collier, thank you, brother. Hey, if you would, I see that you're watching from Facebook. So you're not enjoying the show to its fullest extent. If you have the capability to jump over to YouTube, I don't know if you have a YouTube account, but even if you don't, you can watch. It doesn't cost anything. If you jump over and you watch it on YouTube, you will be able to see the majority of our watchers. There's only a few commenters on YouTube. It looks like or on Facebook. Right now, it only looks like there's 2 of you. There's a lot more people that comment on the YouTube side, and you would be able to enjoy the show better on YouTube. You can also subscribe while you're there. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps a brother out. We'll wait on him because my next part focused on what he was going to say. I loved Muncie in my early 20s. It has changed. Yes, it has. How old are you, Clinton? When was your early 20s? Hey, look at that. I'm on YouTube. Travis Collier says, okay. Hey, well, I'm glad you're here, bro. I'm glad that you said. I appreciate what you said. Travis Collier says, watching from Newcastle, just introduced to this new show a few weeks ago, and I'm hooked. Well, brother, I appreciate that. And just to let you know, I know that tonight is not a very Newcastle-ish show. Tomorrow, you're going to want to watch it because we're doing an interview with the guy that your sheriff stopped a couple months ago on July 2nd. And tomorrow's show is going to be Henry County specific. We're also going to be talking about Sproles on the back half of the show. So hang tight. I hope that you will get to hang out. I couldn't park an empty truck overnight on 6th and Walnut last week for work. Yeah, dude, listen. Okay, so let me tell you. So, okay. Clinton, 6th and Walnut. Let me tell you. So, for those of you in the Muncie area, my father owned Muncie Tent and Awning, and Muncie Tent and Awning was located at 1400 South Walnut Street. It was the building that was right across from the Muncie Pow Club. It basically was the block-long building between, between 7th and 8th Street. So I absolutely know where you're talking about, Clinton. And when I was a young boy, I remember my dad, we would get alarm calls to go like at 2:00 in the morning. There would be, it runs between 7th and 8th. So we would go in off of 7th Street into the parking lot, but it runs between 7th and 8th Street there basically. The building is no longer there. They tore it down. I got a brick from the building here somewhere. But anyways, we used to go in there and we'd get an alarm call and we would go down and meet the cops there at the building. And that building was such a maze and had so many dark rooms and stuff. The cops literally said, we're not going in there. We won't go in there. And they would not go in there. They wouldn't go in there with dogs. They wouldn't go in there with guns. They literally would stand. They literally would stand at the door while my dad and a guy that worked with him, one of his best friends, Steve, while he would go there and they would stand there as they would walk in with sledgehammers and they would go in and check the building out with sledgehammers. Used to scare the hell out of me when I was a little kid being in that area. But I never felt scared in the neighborhood, whatever. It was really, really strange. Now that is a very bad neighborhood. Yeah, Steve's watching apparently. That is an area that hello, Steve. That is an area that I would not be at under any circumstances now. You're right. That's not a good area. That being said, there was, those bricks. It's hilarious. You got bricks from there. My essence filled the walls that were in those bricks for years and years. A lot of craziness and chaos went on in those bricks there, Clinton. So I will haunt those bricks from wherever you got them for whatever reason you have them. I used to work on the South Side as a bartender. That was quite an experience, I must say. Wild bunch on that end of Muncie. What bar, Travis? If you don't mind me asking. If you don't want to say, that's fine. But just FYI, I would be interested. That area had been bad for decades. Think about the low end. It has been bad for years. Oh, it's because you're my friend up there. That's weird. Well, because it shows my friend 400 and it's got a whole bunch of friends here. Well, because I'm going to show you this post here. That's funny. I was like, what's Alva talking about? That's weird. So going here, looking at this, it says breaking news out of Muncie, Indiana. A shooting in the area of Mulberry Street and 21st Street has the Muncie City Police calling for multiple units from other outside agencies, Delaware County Sheriff's Department and various Delaware County small town departments and Indiana State Police. As of now, there are multiple victims, total number unknown. Now we know it's 2. As well as the seriousness of the injuries are currently unknown. One of them is in critical serious condition and has been taken to an Indianapolis area hospital. The other has non-life-threatening injuries. Radio traffic from the multiple officers stated several times that there were at least 2 different individuals shooting unknown makes and calibers of guns. And then here was the pictures from the area. Shooting incident in the area of 21st and Mulberry Street, Muncie, Delaware County, Indiana. Happened just about 2:40 a.m. last night, Sunday, 17th September 2023. Initial reports indicated multiple guns being fired and multiple victims sustained multiple injuries. So we'll go through the pictures here. Here is Mulberry looking up through Honeywell, which used to be Maxim. This is Mulberry Street looking north. And we can see, you can just barely see right here. There's bullet. There's the card covers that cover where the bullets are in the street. And here's some officers. See the police crime scene is roped off. Here is 20th Street. Right next to Mickey's Tax Service. This is kind of a shitty picture. I don't know why I picked that one. That one's a shitty picture. This one is, again, looking north on Mulberry. Here's looking from the Pizza Hut over on Madison. Looking back over, we're looking west at the crime scene now. See basically the same area. It's a little bit more lit up. Here is looking south on Mulberry from like the railroad tracks. In between the buildings that Honeywell make up. And that is that. So, Dan, to my knowledge, has not made a statement on this. I don't know if he is has recovered from Wednesday night's political beatdown yet or not. But I know that, to my knowledge, he has not made. Let me go and look to see if he has made a statement. Always be careful to make sure you're getting the city of Muncie and not the city of Munis. One's blue and one's white. No, as of right now, the last statement from the mayor was on September 13th, and he talked about how lovely the parks were and how exciting the events of this past weekend were. So that was the statement from Dan. Now, in all fairness, I'm going to go over and look at Jeff Robinson's page because, to be honest, I would expect a statement from Jeff Robinson. I let Jeff slide on the being quiet on the mass shooting, and I don't think that I should have. Jeff Robinson is the president of the Muncie City Council, and I would expect to see him making a statement on this as well. He is the president of the city council, and moreover, he is a candidate running for mayor of Muncie. We don't know. We don't know a cause of the shooting yet or not. We don't know if it was drug related, what the deal was. I do know. I can tell you that there were. It was a gathering of like 15 younger people at a house over there, and that essentially what's happening is there were two individuals that were shot, one male, one female. The male was 19 years old, the female was 16 years old. They were both taken to Ball Hospital, where the male was listed in serious condition and was transported to a hospital outside of the area. I would assume Indianapolis. The female had non-life-threatening injuries. It is known that both of the victims did not live on Mulberry Street. Specifically, they did not live at the Mulberry Street address. And the police that I had talked to, and I think the Star Press is now reporting, saying that there were about 15 people located at a house on Mulberry Street, and shots were fired after an altercation took place. So it seems like there was some kind of a fight. Up till that point, there had been no complaints or anything made about the gathering either on Saturday night or Sunday morning prior to this incident. So it sounds like that there was a shooting just between people who were mad, and they did not know how to I don't know, deal with it other than with gun. So I don't know. I don't know, is this going to be a situation where we're blaming the victims again? Is it going to be I don't know. The thing is prior to this, crime and major crime, violent crime, has been a massive topic on the minds of citizens of Muncie. And I'll tell you, it's really crazy. This is something that the mayor is going to have to deal with. It's going to be something that Councilor Jeff Robinson is going to have to deal with. These are going to be questions that are going to be on the minds of voters, and it's going to be something that I don't know. Well, is this still a multiple shooting situation? I mean, it's obviously a multiple shooting situation. I wouldn't call it a mass shooting. I wouldn't call this a mass shooting, but there was definitely multiple handguns, multiple shooting victims, and two or more is multiple. So you're definitely going to say, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm definitely interested to hear what both candidate has to say. And I want to know, voters are going to be asking these people who are, as the mayor, they are head of the police department. They appoint the police chief, and they are responsible for the actions of the police department. What are these mayors going to do to be tough on crime? We do not want Muncie to become Indianapolis. And folks, now's the time to deal with it. I heard Indianapolis talking about trying to stop the slide to becoming Chicago for years. Well, guess what? Now Indianapolis is as bad as Chicago. Chicago's worse than Chicago. Indianapolis is Chicago. And now Muncie needs to deal with this. So parents need to be parents again, yes. At what point of age can you exercise your constitutional rights? I mean, if you're talking about carrying a handgun, you can carry a gun, you can possess a gun you can't buy a gun at 21. You can possess a gun at 18, but you can only buy a gun at 21.
You can buy a long gun at 18.
Yeah, at 18.
A handgun, you have to be 21.
21, yeah.
I have learned a lot being married to a guy who manages a gun shop.
Yeah, right.
I still only know which end of the gun the bullet comes out of. I refuse to learn anything else.
Which way? That's funny.
That way.
Yeah, right. That's hilarious. It's not the FBI, it's ATF. Jeff is referring to the raid on the what's his name? What's his name? I forget what his name is. Damn, I forget what his name is. Anyways, the guy that runs the head of the board, the sanitary district board. I forget what his name exactly is off the top of my head. Stephen Brand. So he was raided by the ATF back last year. It's been 6 or 7 months, and they've still not done anything. And so the attorneys for the Brand's family has filed a motion pushing the government to either it's the legal version of shit or get off the pot. Stephen Brand, yeah. 675 guns. Yeah. Yeah. Stephen Brand. I think it's Scott. Scott Brand is the cop. Stephen Brand is the guy. Disband all alphabet criminal organizations. Yeah. I'm okay with that. ATF specifically sucks. ATF sucks. So what's going to happen with the shooting in Muncie? We'll see. I just want to know, is the mayor going to be shaken, stirred, Is it going to be shaken or stirred to the core? Brand 675. Charlie 0. I'd like to have 675 guns. 600. Listen, if I was gonna think about it, 675 sounds like a nice round number. I feel like I could easily survive all right with that. It's yeah, listen to me. That's the thing. Kate says the deal. I've never in my million years understood that. I know so many guys that are like, let me show you my gun collection, bro. And I'm like, okay, cool. And we go downstairs in the man cave and they're going, showing out all of these things are coming out of the wall. Things are coming out of the filing cabinet. The wall's opening up and leading to a safe. And these people have thousands of guns. And I'm like, oh, wow. Man, the ammo must have cost millions of dollars. And they're like, ammo? And I'm like, yeah, where's all your ammo? And they go back over here and they bring me 2 boxes of 9mm rounds and a box of buckshot. And I'm like, what are you going to do with all these guns? You don't even have enough ammo to put 1 bullet in each of these. So the thing is, you need to have much ammo for guns. I was listening to a guy that has been in many firefights in the military. He was on a podcast and he said that he would like to have 15 30-round mags for his AR anytime he would go out on his body, plus 1 in the gun for any firefight. And he said like that still was not enough, but I figure 15, so 15 30-round mags. I mean, that's a lot of Annie, we need to go. I'm telling you, listen to me. We need to go. I'll hook you up. We'll hook you up. I can hook you up with that revolver. Cheap price. Good gun. Hey, Charlize, I'd take 670 guns. Why not 1,000 guns? I'd take 1,000 guns. That sounds... If you got 1,000 guns you're trying to unload, I know a guy. We are talking all hypothetical here, folks. There are no... ATF, there are no guns being sold in this situation here. 30, that's 450 rounds if you have 15 30-round mags plus 16, the 1 in the gun plus the 1 in the pipe. So that's 466 rounds. Oh, God. That would be amazing. I would love that. That would be magnificent. So, oh no, it's not the wrong Not the wrong podcast. It's the right podcast. The right podcast. So I'm interested to hear about what the city of Muncie has to say about this. I'm interested to see what the city of Muncie's response to this will be. No arrests were made last night. And the city of Muncie is still investigating. I'm going to go to my inbox here real quick to see if I've got anything from the city of Muncie. Let me look here real quick. No, nothing from the city of Muncie. See here. Do a reload. Tactical reload. I need to go. Speaking of a tactical reload, I need to go to the range. Has anybody been seeing on TikTok or on the YouTube shorts that all the big gun guys are starting to do that John Wick unload? You know, I've never watched the John Wick movies. I'm not much of an action movie guy, but you know when he's holding the gun and he unloads the magazine, and instead of letting it drop, he flicks it sideways. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. What's he saying here? Gun sitting here has never fired ammo on its own. Hit me up, I'm buying. What's Travis saying?
You said that no, ATF, nobody's buying or selling anything on here. And he's like, bullshit, hit me up. I'm buying. He's trying to get us all arrested. Go back to Facebook, man.
Yeah, we lied. Don't come to YouTube. Don't come to YouTube with that shit. Holy crap. Holy shit. Yeah, I'll have to read that. Should I read that? Should I read that art tonight? See here. It does. It is fire on my mic. How did you know? It's fire on that side. Oh, you can't see. And a quarter with my age of birth on this side. You can't see it. Yeah. Yeah, fire and a quarter. All right. So, yeah, nothing from the Muncie Police Department, nothing from the city of Muncie, nothing. I guess we'll find out if they've got something to say about it tomorrow. No. Yeah, I don't know. Time will tell. I don't know. I think it's crazy. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. All right. So the last thing that I want to say before we move to get off here is tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, is the big day. Tomorrow is Monday the 18th. We will be talking with, I need to say his name right. I got to get with him about a half hour before just to learn how to say his name. Elvante Riddick. Elvante Riddick, you'll remember, was the gentleman in the car that the terrible sheriff from Henry County pulled over illegally and called him a criminal. I'm trying to think what all he did. He called him a criminal. Yeah, they don't. They don't respond to things on the weekend. It's the weekend. Yeah, right here is Mr. Riddick on the screen.
You know we can get the facts, right? You'll let us. What will you do to people who ain't going to figure this stuff out? This is what bothers me. I'm just speaking from my heart here, okay? This is what really concerns me about this type of stuff. You will lie. You said you knew who I was. You'll lie to the sheriff and him, no one on camera. Just basic questions, giving me wrong answers, what will you do to the poor, unsuspecting people?
What you need to do, folks, in order to prepare for tomorrow's interview, if you have not watched that episode, it's episode 28. If you have not watched it, go back and watch it. Episode 28, Where to Start. It's in two different playlists on the channel. You can find it in the live playlist. I forget what it's called. The playlist is the Political Spotlight Live Commentary. You can find it there, or you can also find it in the Henry County, Indiana Sheriff John M. Sproul's 2023 highlights playlist. So you can find it in either one of those playlists, and you can watch it and listen to it. It's the full body camera. It's the full body camera. I'm also going to put the full body camera video up just so people can see it without any kind of talking or anything. Just so that is up for people to see. I'll put it up tonight as soon as I'm done with this. We're going to be talking to the gentleman that's on the screen. I've talked to him a couple times since I first got a hold of him. I just talked to him on Friday night, and I cannot wait. This is going to be a very, very, very interesting interview. So please check that out. It'll be here tomorrow at 9 p.m. We'll have him on for the majority of the evening, and then we'll leave a little bit of space. We'll leave a little bit of space on the back end for anything else that happens. I'm sure Sheriff Sproles will respond 24/7. Yeah, right. I'm telling you, he's ridiculous. I think you need to do an educational video with an attorney explaining how to respond in situations like this. What's safe? You are stopped by an officer, etc. Yes, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that with Mr. Mark Nicholson. I'm going to try to talk with Mark this week to see about either getting him on towards the end of the week or getting him on the back end. And there are definitely tons of videos out there, but we're going to do it the Bilbrey way, the political spotlight way. We're going to do it. It's going to be cool. Have Mr. Mark on and Mr. Mark Nicholson on, and we're going to talk to him about his story. His story, let alone, is amazing. And I'm probably going to do it in a way that we talk about several different things on one live show, and then we can break those up and put them out as their own individual shows. So check that out, and we will be back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. I've wondered when Mark would be on. I like Mark. Yeah, it'll be cool. He's a good dude. It will be very interesting to have him on. Listen, from a former police officer, I'm telling you right here, right now, when pulled over by the police, when questioned by the police, you say, Nothing. If they ask you a question, you say, I prefer not to answer questions. If they ask you for your name and your date of birth, I would ask if I'm being detained. And if they tell you that you're being detained or you're not free to go, you give them your name and your date of birth and give them nothing more. Do not talk. Tell them that you will gladly help after you have a chance to speak to an attorney. Do not answer any more questions. Always record your interactions and listen to me. I'm not telling you. There are people out there that are going to be like, what? What? I can't believe that. If you sit around and you listen to any police officers sitting at 2 o'clock in the morning eating lunch, and you listen to the third shift guys and they go around and you ask those cops, hey, would you talk? What would you do if stopped by the police? They would say, I won't. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't, the police are going to tell you not to talk to the police. That's just the way that it is, folks. They know. There's nothing that good can come out of talking to the police, even if you have nothing to hide. People will say, well, I've got nothing to hide. I might as well just give them my information. No. I want to let you, hold on here. Let's find out. Right here. Yeah, right here. We found it. Here we go. This will, we'll go out here. This will be the postscript. My dad was a cop and told us never to talk to cops. I'm telling you, yeah, absolutely. If a police knocked on my door right now, while I know that I have an alibi and everything, and knocked on my door and said, hey, we suspect you of murder, will you come down and talk to us? I would say, nope. You can talk to my attorney. Never, ever, ever agree to talk to the police. That doesn't mean you got to be an asshole. Always be respectful. Always record your interactions. But there's no reason to talk to the police. And as the postscript, as we go out, we will listen to these fine gentlemen right here that are attorneys. We'll listen to what they've got to say, and I will leave you with that. Here we go.
Mark and Craig, Hot Brothers at Law. We've been warning people, if you are working for an unlicensed dispensary, an illegal dispensary, and it gets raided, you need to shut the fuck up. If you shut the fuck up, you have a good chance that we can make the case go away. Case in point, 3 employees of an illegal shop were busted during a raid. 2 of them said, oh, I'm just volunteering here. The third guy shut the fuck up, and the DA did not prosecute the guy who shut the fuck up. They can't prove what you were doing there.
I don't care about the dispensaries. None of us are working at a dispensary.
What do you politely say to the cops when they first pull you over?
Why'd you pull me over?
And when they start asking you questions?
I'm not discussing my day.
And they keep asking questions.
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
And if detained, what do you say?
I invoke the 5th.
And then what do you have to do?
Shut the
and be polite. What do you politely say to the cops when they first
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
So, I don't know who.
What do you politely say to the cops when they
Did you hear it?
First pull you over?
Why'd you pull me over?
Why'd you pull me over?
Asking you questions?
I'm not discussing my day.
I'm not discussing my day.
Asking questions.
Am I being detained or am I free
Am I
to
being
go?
detained or am I free to go?
Detained, what do you say?
I invoke the 5th.
You can say I invoke the 5th, or you could say I am not going to discuss any further questions with you without talking to an attorney.
And then what do you have to do?
Shut the fuck up.
And be.
I won't mute myself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have a rest of your wonderful Sunday night. Only about an hour and a half left to go. Something like that. I can't tell time. All right, you guys have a great Sunday, rest of your Sunday night. Have a great Monday, and we will see you here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern with Mr. Elvante Riddick. It's going to be a great interview. Take care. Good night. God bless. Peace.